Hi everybody, David here. Today's video a little bit different to my usual ones. I want to start by telling you a very short story, and it is short. When I was about 12 years old, in the 60s, my mother and father took my younger brother and I to the Earl's Court Motor Show in London. Now, to a young lad of 12, it was very exciting. Never been to London before. Love cars. I think my father had a Mini at the time. Anyway, we went down the line of cars looking, and all of a sudden my brother and I stopped and gasped in absolute amazement, for in front of us was a little yellow two-seater sports car. Well, we sat in it because in those days you were allowed to, and we couldn't get out of it. After about 20 minutes, my mother had to drag us out of it because other people wanted to sit in it. And as we left to look at other cars and other stands, my brother and I kept disappearing back to look at this wonderful car. Well, what was it? It was, of course, a Morgan, probably a 4x4 model in those days. A beautiful car, first time I'd ever seen one or ever heard of one. And I'm lucky enough to have got this one for a week, and I'm going to test drive it today and tell you what it's really like to drive a Morgan. This is a +4 model with a 2-litre BMW engine in. I think it's last year's model, 22 model, and they've done a very good job on this one, Morgan. They've painted it in a modern colour, Porsche Miami Blue, a modern colour, looking forward to the future. And it's something I've been waiting for since I was 12, to be able to actually drive one. So let's get on with it. Well, before we get in it, we'll have a quick look at the cockpit. Leather seating, lovely piping done in blue. Look, the Morgan logo, blue stitching. I suppose that's to match the car. They've done a good job specifying this one. Nice walnut centre console and dashboard. They are extra, I think. I think they're about 600 a piece to fit, so there's 1,200 quid's worth there. But I did want one like this. Nice modern steering wheel. This one is an automatic model. Now, I did go down to the factory last September. I put a video out of a factory tour, and the guy was telling one of the other people on the tour that if he was to buy one, he would always go for the automatic now. It's the future, apparently. But many people would argue that they want a manual because they like to drive a car. But we'll see what this little automatic gearbox feels like when we're driving it. So yeah, nice compact. Looks quite modern, really. Yeah, very nice. It is a modern engine. It's the BMW 255 brake horsepower one. And I think the feature I like most on the Morgans that's always caught me attention, which it did when I was 12, is this long bonnet, this long louvered bonnet. Anyway, let's get in and have a drive and see what it's like. Right, first of all, how do we get in it? For a person like me who's quite mature in years, shall we say? Well, let's just see. I'm going to put my left leg in, turn, put my hand there. Oh, that was quite easy. Very nice. Not difficult at all. Yes, I'm set quite nicely. Right, let's start the engine up. We press this, we turn the key. This comes on and we hear a sound. Push the brake pedal and press. Oh, listen to that roar. Controls. I think this is the miles per hour, but we've got a digital one here at 0. This is the clock. I don't know whether it's set right. This is the RPM counter. That's the temperature gauge, and that's, oh, we're about half full with the petrol. I don't know what, oh, that's the hazards. That's for the windscreen, I believe, if it's cold. This is a fan, this is the heater. So that's it. So we'll get on with it. We'll get back to you when we're driving. Well, here we are on the open road, and where to start to describe the feeling of driving this modern +4 Morgan. Looking down this louvered bonnet, you could forgive yourself for thinking you were in another age, another time. But with the modern roar and grunt of the engine, you realise that you're in a modern car. It has looks and it's maintained for many a year. And I'm pretty sure that it's a smoother ride than it was in the past. Not that I've driven a Morgan before. Is there a word to sum up the driving experience of this Morgan? Well, I've been thinking of words to describe it. Unbelievable was one word. Fantastic, wonderful, heavenly, exciting, exhilarating. It's all of those. Whether there's one word that encompasses all of them, I don't know. The feel of the car is absolutely wonderful. And when it goes, it goes. I'll just slow down now. I don't really want to go fast. It's not about going fast in this car. You can if you want. As you've just seen, it's got the power. But it's about enjoyment. It's about taking in the scenery. It's about enjoying the experience of being sat in these very comfortable leather seats. I really feel comfortable. Whether I'll be comfortable after a few hours, I don't know. Younger people will be probably more comfortable than I would be after a few hours. But let's just see what it'll do again. Well, straight up to 75 there. So we're going up onto the Woodhead Pass, onto the Pennines, through towards Manchester. Car coming past me now. It's not about that, overtaking and showing off this car. It's about taking it steady, being one with the environment. It really is wonderful. Driving now at the side of Woodhead Reservoir. Those of you who are not familiar with this area, it's a pass between Yorkshire and Greater Manchester. It used to be Cheshire, I think, I'm not sure on that. Ideal road really for the Morgan, just nice and steady. That's what I like about this car. You can drive it steady, it's comfortable, it copes with the slow speeds very well. The gears change gently with just a slight grunt, and it's about enjoying it, this car. It's all about enjoyment. The weight of it, I think it's about dry weight's 1006 or 7 kilos, and the engine, this 2 litre 255 brake horsepower BMW engine, is designed for I think it's the 3 Series car, which is double the weight. I think that's going on 2,000 kilos. So this engine more than copes with the weight of this car, and it will move if you want it to very quickly. But all in all, I think it's a very, very smooth, comfortable car. You hit the odd bump. It's fairly stiff suspension. CX chassis, but it copes with the corners, the bends. I've just done a few bends back there quite quickly, and it sticks to the road, takes the corner very well. You know, it will pick up speed if you want. I think it does something like 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds, slightly quicker than the manual. But yes, I think overall very excited, very exhilarated, wonderful, an experience that if you get the chance, take it. So what's the verdict on this car? Well, is it worth the, I'm told it's 75 to 76,000 pounds to buy this car. It's cheaper to hire one for a week, which you can do if you contact Morgan Motor Company. But yes, I would say if you've got the money and you've got the desire for one, go ahead and buy one. You only live once, and money's no good when you're dead. I remember the days when Morgans were a mere £15,000 in that category. Those days are long gone. You do get a lot of car for your money though. You get this incredible body shape, this incredible louvered bonnet, which to me is worth 70,000 quid alone before you start with everything else. I've been here now, what, 2-3 hours, covered 100 miles, and I'm quite comfortable. The driving of it has exceeded my expectations. So yeah, Morgan is number one for me, and that little 12-year-old lad now will be thrilled to bits. Yippee! Well, we're on the M1 motorway now, and I can tell you this, I'd rather be on a country road in a Morgan. It's not for me, too noisy, far too noisy.